What is up, everybody? Yo, welcome back to Emphasis on Sports. I'm your host, Damon Anthony. I know. It's been a couple days, man. Your boy was sick. I was down for the count for a couple days. Nothing really I could do. Definitely wasn't getting on the computer looking crazy. That just wasn't happening. All right, but I did get a chance to sit back, watch this wonderful sports week. I watched a lot of documentaries. There will be an upcoming pod just about rivalries. I've always loved rivalries. I always love those type of things in sports. But some of these documentaries I watched really brought more of that out. Watch some really cool ones. We'll talk about that another day, right? Let's get to what's going on in sports right now. I'm gonna try and pack it all in. I don't like to keep people too long, but let's get into it, right? So, college football. Now we have this 12-team playoff, which is shaping up. The race for this 12-team playoff is great, right? There's always at least 1 week, college basketball, college football, where there's a lot of upsets, a lot of shakeups, a lot of different things, right? Now, in college football, what that would do is kind of reset and knock people out of the playoffs. Like if you lose a game, you're through. You know what I mean? Unless everybody else is losing. This was one of those weeks. But now we have a 12-team playoff, so none of these teams are out. Let's run it down. Biggest one of the day, Alabama, number one ranked team in the nation, goes to Nashville and loses to Vandy. Oh my God. Couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe that at all. Vandy has been just kind of a bad team for years. They knock off Bama. Wow. Let's run down some of these other ones. USC, they're now in the Big Ten. They shoot over to Minnesota. Minnesota clubbed them. Arkansas knocks off number 4 Tennessee. Crazy. Wild. Right? Texas A&M. They beat Missouri. Now Missouri's ranked 9, Texas A&M 25, but Missouri has actually been pretty good this season. Last week they looked kind of shitty. This week same damn thing. Michigan went across the country to Washington, lost. Didn't see that coming. Just didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? This was like a crazy week. SMU, Southern Methodist, knock off Louisville. Didn't see that coming either. SMU could score some points, but so can Louisville. It's crazy. I love it. The sports fan in me loves to see big shakeups and a lot of things move around and all of that. I have been saying for weeks, it didn't look like there was one truly great team out there. I'm right. Because teams that I did talk about, I talked about Georgia. Boom, they lost last week. Talked about Tennessee. Boom, they lost. Talked about Michigan maybe. Boom, they lost. Texas might be the team. They may be the team. I don't know. We're gonna see because there's still some matchups coming up, and I feel like no one's gonna go into the playoff undefeated. I don't even know if anybody goes in the playoff with just one loss. This is gonna make an exciting playoff, an exciting stretch run. Love to see it, right? WNBA. Hey, look, WNBA. Those playoffs are in full swing. Right now, you still have the Aces versus the Liberty. Liberty's up 2-1. Aces backs against the wall. Aces lose today, it's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap. Sabrina Ionescu, killing out there. She's been killing, right? She don't care about what anybody else is doing. Just remember, before Caitlin Clark, there was Sabrina. Caitlin Clark, monster. But before Caitlin, there was Sabrina. And Sabrina's showing us, hey, don't forget about me over here. They were up 2-0. Vegas won the last game. It's 2-1. Today, if Vegas loses, they're out. I actually expected Vegas to come back, run another championship up. And oh yeah, in this show, we don't call them chips. That's stupid. It's championships. Ships. The fuck is a chip? All right, back to this, right? Man, the Liberty, they're looking like a wagon. They're looking like a monster. We ain't even talked about Stewie yet. Brianna Stewart, no, monster. You know what I mean? In the other matchup, The Minnesota Lynx, they're also a 2-1 against the Connecticut Sun. Minnesota's going to take this one down. Minnesota, they come out there, good, strong team. Collier, monster, doing her thing out there, right? We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. I think somebody goes home today. Someone extends their season today. So we'll see. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, like I said, I'm a sports fan, man. I watch sports because of the sport. I don't watch sports because of the player. And anybody that wants to talk to me about the player, come on, man, watch the sport. Watch the sport. I had a conversation about um, Asia Wilson, the whole MVP thing yesterday, and a buddy of mine, he said what a lot of people are saying. Caitlin Clark probably should have been the MVP because of the eyes that she's putting on the league and because of how many more people are watching. That, hey, listen, they are. Can't run from that. Cannot run from that. There's a lot of people who didn't care nothing about the WNBA, wouldn't be watching at all if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. That's true. That's true. That don't make it a fucking MVP. It doesn't. MVP, most valuable player. MVP was Asia Wilson. You can't really run from that. Caitlin had a phenomenal year. Didn't really start off phenomenal, but she did her thing. One of the best rookie seasons ever. Can't run from that. She's a monster and she'll be a monster. Let her get there, y'all. Let her get there. Because people are watching because of her doesn't make her the MVP. It doesn't. It doesn't even make her the best player. It makes her the face of the league. And that's true. No one can run from that. She's the face of the league. Absolutely. But you got people like me who've been watching the WNBA since 96, who's been right there checking it out. You know what I mean? Houston Comets, Cleveland Rockers, teams that don't exist no more. I remember watching them. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops. Come on now. I remember Cleveland Rockers was all right too. Like, stop playing. Listen, like I said before, I watch the sports because I love the sports. And on this pod, we're talking sports. So anybody that can't talk to me about sports, keep listening, learn something, stay with me. All right? Let's move on to baseball because baseball playoffs, full swing. Full swing. You know what I mean? Now we're in the DS, we're in the divisional series, one step away from the championship series, then the World Series, right? So we saw some teams get knocked off already. Now we got the big matchups. You got the Guardians and the Tigers. Tigers sent the Houston Astros home. That was interesting because I didn't think that was going to happen. But the Tigers have been really, really hot down the stretch. And this is what happens when you catch lightning in a bottle, right? You got the Mets and the Phillies. Mets and the Phillies. Whenever you can have the Mets back in the playoffs and they're looking pretty good, it's huge. It's always huge. It's huge for sports. They have a real rabid fan base. Remember, when you have the Mets, it's like the Jets. Those are teams that watch their counterparts in the same city just win championships, and they sitting around and they ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? So it's interesting there. You got the Kansas City Royals at the Yankees. That one, I mean, the Yankees, I feel like the Yankees are going to knock them off, but it's going to be a good series. Kansas City's still not a slouch. Last but not least, you got the Padres and the Dodgers. This one, it's an NL West shootout. I think this one's going to be a damn good series because anybody can win that one. You got heavy hitters on both sides, right? Yesterday was game one in all of these series. Guardians shut out the Tigers 7-0. Guardians were my pick to go to the World Series out of the American League. They're my pick just because they seem like one of those teams. They're like a Sandlot team, man. They're one of those teams that just they enjoy playing with each other. They enjoy going out, playing for the fans. They always want to win. Well put together team. I think Guardians, they're going to be some trouble. They're going to be some trouble, right? The other matchup in the AL, Yankees went ahead and knocked off Kansas City 6-5. Nothing anybody wouldn't expect at all. Nothing anybody wouldn't expect. We'll see how the rest of that goes out, but I do have the Yankees winning that series. Also yesterday in the National League, Mets, they went up 1-0 on the Phillies, 6-2. Won't lie to you. I thought the Phillies were like going to come through and maybe sweep them, but the Mets are hot. If you saw how they won the first round, Pete Alonso against the Brewers, homer, didn't see it coming, didn't see it coming. Looked like the Brew Crew was going to move on to the next round. Crack. There goes Pete Alonso. Let's get up out of here. Let's leave pie Milwaukee. Let's move on. So the Mets come in on a little bit of an emotional high. And I think that really, really helped them against the Phillies yesterday. I expect the Phillies to rebound. They're a great team. I think they'll be fine. I think the Phillies are going to win this matchup overall, and they'll move on to the NLCS. But only one, time tells on that one. Last matchup, Dodgers went ahead and beat the Padres 7-5 to go up 1-0 in that series. Like I said before, this one to me, even though the Dodgers have this hell of a built team, they got Shohei, they got Mookie, they got a squad over there. You know what I'm saying? They got Freddie over there. They're doing their thing. San Diego's not coming in slouching. They're not. Got Tatis, got Manny Machado. Like they have some things. So this one I think is going to go back and forth. But I got the Dodgers coming out of this one. I said a couple weeks ago, I expect the World Series matchup to be the Dodgers versus the Guardians. We shall see, but that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be real cool to watch the rest of the playoffs. And hey, on Sundays now, I gotta afford a little bit to the baseball playoffs. It's the playoffs, baby. It's the playoffs. I like to go multiple TVs with a lot of screens on. One of them's gonna have to be baseball. That's just what it is. I'm a sports guy. Gotta have it. Absolutely got to have it. Right? Let's talk NFL. All right. It's week 5. We've already seen one great game this week on Thursday. So glad that there was actually a great Thursday night game. And hopefully they continue to trend this week or this year. Now, 49ers are playing the Seahawks this upcoming Thursday. This one, I hope it's just a blowout. I hope it's a great game for me, not for everyone else. You know what I mean? Just to be honest with you. But, man, Bucks Falcons. Let's shoot them out. Kirk Cousins came through clutch. He did his thing. Had him out there swag surfing. I still think that Tampa is going to win this division, but Atlanta looks good. Going to get Kirk Cousins. They haven't had that kind of quarterback since Matty Ice, since Matt Ryan. And then having Penix on the bench ain't going to do nothing but light a fire under Kirk. He's not going to bitch, moan, and complain. He's just going to get a little better. So this was a real good game to see. It was. Let's run down the rest of them. Currently playing right now is Minnesota and the New York Jets. Now, going into this, I'm going to tip my hat. I expect Minnesota to win this game. Minnesota's hot. They look like a damn good team. Sam Darnold is finally looking like the quarterback that was drafted number 1 overall by the Jets. He's looking like the dude that I watched at USC. Sometimes it takes a couple years, couple teams, couple coaches to kind of figure it out and get there. I think he's there. I know J.J. McCarthy, they drafted him to be the quarterback of the future. I get it, got it, love it. But right now, Sam Darnold, he's going to make a case to continue to either be that quarterback or to move on somewhere and to start for a team because dude's playing lights out football. He is. Meanwhile, the Jets, I don't really know everything that's going on with them. How they lost to the Broncos. How they're not. Man, listen. The offense should be playing a lot better. Period. The defense isn't terrible. Defense is all right. Defense is still playing solid, sound defense. But their offense, goodness gracious. Come on now. I said earlier, this is a team that was built and geared around Aaron Rodgers. And right now, they're not looking that great. They're just not. They got to pick it up. Or Salah may be on the hot seat, y'all. He just might. All right, let's move on to some other games. All right, so this one is an interesting game to me. Got Carolina and the Bears. Almost my nobody cares game of the week. Almost Carolina and the Bears. But you want to see what Caleb's going to do. Is he going to really start putting it together and just look better as he goes? Because right now he's a little shaky, a little shaky. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, across the way, Andy Dalton, he's looking like the Red Rifle. He's looking like the guy that he was in Cincy. Now, this is a little Cap Rooney. If you know, you know. But he has Bryce Young sitting over there behind him, and he has to learn. Bryce is learning things from the Wild League vet. This game, I got Carolina winning. Chicago's favored by 4. I got Carolina winning straight up, at the very least covering. But I'm going to take Carolina in this game. Chicago really hasn't impressed me yet. Carolina, they've looked a lot better with Dalton under center. So I'm going to take Carolina. That's all there is to that. Huge game, another huge game. Division game. Baltimore, Cincy. Let's get it. Now, I think Baltimore is going to win. Baltimore is favored by 2.5. They're walking in actually, on a little bit of a high, looking like they're putting it together. Derrick Henry looks like the perfect pickup for them, exactly as we all thought. Definitely doesn't look like he's fallen off at all, not even a little bit. They're going to continue to just rise and be a pretty solid team. They started the season shaky, but they're picking it up a little bit. Meanwhile, Cincy, I don't believe in them. I just don't. We don't believe you. You need more people. That's what it is, Cincy. I just don't believe in you. Joe Burrow, show me something. Show me something. I remember you in LSU. I remember you when you first came in. You took your team to the Super Bowl, and you could do no wrong to the point where now no one's going to say that you're not playing well. I will. Joe, let's get it going. Let's get it going. But I got Baltimore winning this one straight up. The line is 2.5. I got them covering. I don't know, a field goal game has them covering. I got Baltimore winning this one. Now we are on to my nobody cares game of the week. Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. No one cares about this game. We know Tua's still hurt. The Dolphins look absolutely horrible. They do. We know that the Patriots, they're not a great team. They're not even a really good team. They're a team. Outside of those fan bases, no one cares because no one's playing for anything in this game. Neither one of these teams, as we sit here right now, I don't think anyone expects them to go to the playoffs, to look really good. These are teams that's playing for a top 5, maybe top 7 draft pick next year. Now, I am going to have to pick this one. They're in New England. Miami is actually favored by 1.5, which I don't understand. I'm going to take New England at home just to win straight up, but no one cares. No one cares. I'm going to come back. I got a nobody cares game of the week junior coming up. Trust me on that one, right? Then we got the Browns and the Washington Commanders. So, listen, folks, I was dead wrong. I was wrong. Maybe I could be proven right later. Coming into the season, maybe I was drinking the Northeast Ohio Cleveland water. I don't know. Maybe it's that. I actually expected the Browns to look a lot better. They went to the playoffs last year with Flacco. They're coming back. Hey, they should really vie for the AFC North title. They look like the same damn old Browns. Meanwhile, Washington, hey man, Jaden's putting it together. Washington's looking good now. I'm not going to say they're looking great, but they're looking a lot better than a lot of people thought they would. They're actually looking like the second. Well, they're looking like they could win that division. Philly's shaky. Dallas is Dallas. Washington is catching people like they're catching them slipping and sleeping. Watching Washington this year, it reminds me of the RG3 year, because that was like lightning in a bottle. It really was. Nobody knew really how to prepare for RG3, and he chewed the league up until he got hurt. This is what I'm seeing out of Washington right now. Jaden Daniels, he might just chew the league up. Stay healthy, young man. Stay healthy and do your thing. Cleveland, Washington, easy pick. I got Washington on this one all day. The line is Washington by 3. Got them covering. I think Washington's going to win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points. There's just nothing I see out of the Browns that tells me that they're anything more than the same old Browns. Hate to say it, a lot of people are going to hate to hear it, but it's true. There's nothing about them that's solid. Next matchup, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, division game, AFC South. Jacksonville is currently favored by 3.5, and I know that's because, the Colts are a little banged up. Anthony Richardson's still a little down, Flacco's there, but Jacksonville kind of sucks right now. Trevor Lawrence, he looks mid at best. Etienne, we need a little more out of you. We just do. That's just the sports fan that I am and what I see. Now I gotta pick this game. It's ugly. It's in Jacksonville. I'm just gonna take the home team. The line is Jacksonville by 3.5. I don't know. I think this is a field goal game. I got Indianapolis to cover, Jacksonville to win. Now another huge game. Buffalo and Houston. Really looking forward to this. Before the season, I wasn't sure about Buffalo. I was wrong. Buffalo's good. They're damn good. They're damn good. Can't say that they're not. They're really damn good. Houston's Houston. They look good ever since CJ Stroud walked in. They look like they know what's going on. They know what they're doing. And they've actually stockpiled their team pretty well. Joe Mixon being out. Cam Akers. Let's not forget a couple years ago, Cam Akers was that dude. Him and McVay fell a little bit out of love with each other, but he was that guy. He was good. He was good with the Rams. So now he's in Houston. He's a backup. He comes on the field. He's still good. Stephon Diggs, still good. They have a variety of great talent. And then their defense plays. D'Amico knows what he's doing with the defense. He may be the HC. He knows what he's doing with the defense. Now, Houston's at home. Houston's favored by a point. So this is pretty much a pick-em game. Because I'm just taking the home team on this one. If they were in Buffalo and Buffalo was favored by a point, I'd take Buffalo. I'm going to take Houston to win this one. I think they're going to cover. I mean, it's damn near a pick-em, 1-point game. I don't see a push here. I like Houston in this game. I just do, y'all. All right. So now, the nobody cares game of the week, Junior. Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. Man, look, Raiders Nation, y'all gotta figure this out. I know Devontae wants out. Max Crosby's came out and said, if you trade him, you gotta trade both of us. We're a package deal. They got injuries all over the place, and then just people just not playing. The Raiders look, I don't know, they look like the Browns. They kind of do. Meanwhile, in Denver, they're in progress. They're learning. They're getting a little better here and there. Bo Nix has looked pretty solid. He's looked solid. Not great. He's looked solid. I mean, the man's like 35, but Bo Nix has looked all right. We know Sean Payton is a good coach. They're not looking bad. This is a division game. It's in Denver. Let's see what happens. Denver is favored by 3. I have no choice but to take Denver. I mean, the Raiders, they just don't look good. Hey, look, and Devontae, I know where you from. You from Cali, baby. Tell them people send you over here. We'll have you right. But in this game, nobody cares game of the week. Junior, I got Denver covering the 3. I just don't think the Raiders are that good. And Denver has actually looked pretty decent. Arizona at San Francisco. You know what it is. San Fran favored by 7.5. I expect this one to be a high-scoring game. I expect Arizona to at least put up 17 points, somewhere around there. But I got the 49ers winning this one. I got them covering that 7.5. Brock has looked good against Arizona since he's come into the league. I don't expect that to change any. Arizona looks like a team that's on the build, but they're not ready yet. I think that they may be a year or two away from really vying for what they want to be. I'm going to take San Fran in this one at home, covering the money. That's what I'm taking, right? Then we're going to have Green Bay and the Rams. Green Bay's favored by 3. Jordan Love is back. I got Green Bay. It has nothing to do with Jordan Love. The Rams are still, they're hurt up. They're banged up a little bit. You got no Puka. You got no Cup. I like Green Bay in this one. Green Bay's giving 3. I like the push there. I like Green Bay. They're favored by 3. I like the push. They're going to win this one by a field goal at the end of the game. That's what I see. So Green Bay beating the Rams. Then we're going to have the Giants at the Seahawks. So this was the thing with the Browns, right? The Browns made Daniel Jones Looked like the second coming of Joey Montana. Dude was out there chucking it, doing his thing, looking great. Seattle is better than the Browns. I got Seattle winning this game. I got them. They're giving up 7. I don't like that. I think the Giants are going to cover. I think it may end up being a field goal game, but I'm going to take Seattle at home. There's nothing remarkable about the Seattle team, not that I see. But as per usual, they're solid. They're just a solid all around team. I'm not going to say anything sticks out. Geno Smith, he continues to just be a good, solid quarterback. Not great, not one of the best, but solid. I like Seattle at home. They're giving up the 7. I do not like that. Seattle to win, Giants to cover. Night game tonight. Huge game. Huge game. Got the Cowboys and the Steelers. Cowboys at the Steelers. So we saw the Steelers get knocked off last week by the Colts. We saw that. Dallas, they continue to they look like a shaky team. Their running game, I don't know what's going on there. Can we get CD the ball? We got some injuries over there. We're joined right now by my man Frank Gore, my puppy. He's hanging out with us. In this Dallas and Pittsburgh game, Pittsburgh is favored by 2.5. I like it. It's at Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh wins the game. I think Pittsburgh wins by a field goal. They've been kicking a lot of field goals this year. Justin Fields, he's getting a little better, right? That offense is starting to click a little bit, but Dallas is a good team. Can't say that they're not. Dallas is a real good team. I like Pittsburgh to win and cover. They're giving up 2.5. I like Pittsburgh to win by 3. Kick a field goal into the game. Let's get up out of here. Sorry, Dallas. Sorry for you. Last game of the weekend. Also, maybe a pretty good one. Got the Saints at the Chiefs. Is anyone going to knock off the Chiefs? The Chiefs, they continue to just look like a team that knows how to win. That's all there is to it, and that's that championship medal. Championship teams, they know how to get it done, know how to get the W, and they do. They can do that. Meanwhile, the Saints came out of the chute just scoring left and right, looking good. They've settled back in. Now we'll see what the Saints are really about. In this one, the Chiefs are favored by 6. I like the Chiefs to win. I don't like them to cover. I don't. A lot of injuries on the Chiefs side. We know Rashee Rice is out. Pretty much everybody but Xavier Worthy when it comes to their receivers. Kelsey, let's go. It's time. It's time, bro. You let everybody start getting into the game. You let everybody start figuring it out as far as the young cats. Now let's get it popping. Let's go, Trav. It's that time. I like the Chiefs to win, but I like the Saints to cover it, right? So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, all right? So that's the NFL. That's the NFL for this week. I will be back, man. Look, I'm over my sickness. I'm over being sick. I usually only get sick once a year. So I'll be back. We'll be back popping. I am going to start podding a little more. There's a lot more going on in sports. So I will be here to talk to you. Stay tuned coming up. There is going to be just one pod all about rivalries, sports rivalries. And we're going to talk college football. We're going to talk college basketball, NFL, NBA, NHL, like Major League Baseball. Like, you got to have it. Love these rivalries. We will do that. But until next time, one love, y'all. Be good or be good at it. Until I see you again, I will holler.